Hey, what's up, guys? So today we're working on the D21. That's right. We're doing our brake pads and rotors. And I don't think anyone's ever changed mine since the original owner. So let's get started here. I remember someone in the comments said, hey, you don't mention the tools you need. I thought I did, but look, let me just go ahead and start. First, you're going to need some Napa brake pads and rotors. These are from Napa, that's right. You get the part numbers and all that stuff yourself. I'll put the link to Napa.com in my description. And this coffee cup is from Bass Pro Shops. It's nice, huh? I have a coffee cup here, huh? All right. Anyway, all right, guys. So the tools you're gonna need is a little bitty, whatever the hell these things are called. I'm not a tool scholar. A breaker bar. You're gonna need a 14 and a 19. So if you have that, which is weird that they have a 19 bolts on the back of the calipers, but they do. And an adapter. And if you're not gonna use the breaker bar, you're gonna need one of these. This is a corded impact wrench. I just got it from Harbor Freight. It's a barrier. We'll say barrier. Yeah, even though I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But you're gonna need one of these, and if you're using this thing right here, you're gonna need an adapter. So you're gonna need this bad boy right here. Also, you're gonna need a bucket. You're gonna need a bucket. I'm gonna explain it to you right now. All right, guys. So we got our 14 here, and we have our bucket. This is the bucket I told you about. So we're gonna take off these two bolts here on the caliper. A little bit of a stressor there, but it's all good. So you're gonna crack these loose. So we're gonna take our caliper off and place it on our bucket so we don't have to actually remove it and remove the line from the caliper. Like that. Place it in your bucket. So that's holding the caliper. Alright, guys, so once that caliper's off, what you're gonna want to do, there's two bolts in the back here that's holding on the brake shoe. I believe that's what it is called. I don't know. I'm not a parts scholar. But there's a bolt here and one on the bottom, and they're 19s. So we're going to go ahead and remove these. Okay. That was nice and loose. Now if I can just get the damn tool off. Okay, we're going to get the bottom one off. Right. Only took one press. All right, so these two 19s are coming off. Now we got the shoes off. All right, now let's get the rest of our rotor off. So we're just removing our wheel bearing. This is a little cap. This thing will pop off with a, okay, let's just turn it. Okay. Can't stand cotter pins, they're so annoying. But I love tweezers because of it. Hey! Babe! Babe, shut the door. Just moseying that cotter pin off. There. Okay, we got our cotter pin out. We just take off this little cap here, remove the bolt, which is already pretty much loose. I don't think this is supposed to be this loose, but this is loose. It's weird. Take off our bolt. Then there's a little cover. Let me get my flathead, pop it out with that. There you go. Just slide this cover out, and out comes the wheel bearing. Now that we got our wheel bearing out, now the rotor will just slide off because we got that middle bolt out. So there we go. Rotor's off. Now we're going back to the impact wrench and getting rid of these bolts here. All right, guys, now we're at our rotor. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of these 14s with our impact here. So you're just gonna kind of hold the rotor down. Get these bolts loose. That one's loose. Get this one nice and loose. Ooh, that one didn't do too good. All right. There we go. Okay, this one. Yeah, you want to firmly press down as you do it. Come on now. There we go. And that one's already out. All right, so we got our bolts out. Just gonna take them out one by one, put them to the side. Because all we're doing is just transferring all this stuff on this rotor to our other rotor. And if you got a chance, if your wheel bearings are bad and they're making noise, you might as well just go ahead and take care of those and get them replaced. And try not to strip these bolts. I know this is dirty. I live in the desert, so this stuff gets a lot of dirt on it. But yeah. One more. All right, so we got these out, and now we're just gonna take off this rotor, and it's gonna leave us this wheel bearing housing or whatever the hell you want to call it. We're just gonna transfer it over. Okay, guys, so we got a fresh new rotor right here. We're gonna go ahead and transfer it over onto the hub. Put our bolts back in. All right, so it should just line up with the bolts right there, just like that. And this time I'm not gonna use the torque. I only use the torque to take it off. Putting it back on, you don't want to use the torque. You want to use the regular socket. Just torque it down. All right, we got our bolts in, and wow. Whew, that's pretty. That is fucking nice. Dang. Hot dang. All right, we're gonna throw this back on the truck and move on to the brake pads. These needed to be changed so bad. Wow, look at that. It's awful. All right, so we're just gonna pop this out. Pop this one out. Oh, my finger's stuck. Cut. So now we're gonna take this out. Just these clips here, kind of like pressed in, just from being in there so long. Just gotta pop them out. Get a flathead or something up. That one came out. Pop that one out. Get your new clips. Comes in a pack of 4, but I already put my other ones on yesterday. That one snaps in the bottom. Usually I would clean this off and let it soak or something, but I really don't care to do all that. All right, guys, we got our new pads on, and we're gonna go ahead and put them back onto the rotor. All right, guys, so I ran into an issue with my mounting bracket on my caliper housing, I guess, or whatever you want to call this. This bracket up top got stuck, and I was not able to put my caliper back on. So now, let me get this junk out the way. Now we got a new one. Thank you to someone in Napa who was really nice to, help me out. All right, guys, so now we're gonna put our pads on, and we're gonna reconnect our 19s. There's a long one and a short one. So just want to make sure it's lined up. Get your 19 back in there. Jimmy that through. And the short one should be on the bottom. Now we just gotta tighten up our bolts on the back here. Okay, that one's nice and tight. So we got the pads back. That's good. That's good. So we got the rotor and the pads on. So now we're gonna put the wheel bearing back on. There it goes. Now it's trying to go back in, at least somewhat. So now put our cover back on. Now our bolt. All right, guys. So we're gonna get our bolt on here, and the size is 27. I forgot to mention that earlier. You needed size 27. And just tighten it on up. You want to get it to where it's just like right on the money. Oh, that's getting there. You don't want it over tight. You want it pretty tight. So like right there. Should be good. Get our cap back on. And we got to slide our cotter pin through our bolt here. This is good. Alright, so we got our cap back on. Now we just got to put our calipers back on. So we got our bucket here. Gonna slide it on, put our 14s back on. So get my 14. Okay. Oh, pad moved. That's gonna happen. Just move a little bit. Okay, nice. So now these things are nice and lined up. Perfect. See, this top one was stuck. It was sticking out. So I wasn't able to get the bolt in there. And it sucked so bad. Alright guys, so this is what it should look like when you're finished. Got the new pads on there, this new caliper holder, and rotors. So just make sure you get your bearing in there, everything's good. Make sure everything's tight, fill around, get some cleaner, wipe everything off, you know. And that's it. Alright, let's start the truck and pump the brakes and test everything out. Alright guys, we're in the D21 here, testing out our brake pads. Ooh, ooh. I can immediately feel the difference. Oh, something on the back fell. Bam. Stopped on the dime. All right, we're gonna give it a hard stop. Let's keep going here. Wow. So much better. I gotta say, I'm pleased. This is awesome. Yes. All right, guys, have a good one. Till next time. Hey, this is Curtis here, and I just want to let you know, when I get my parts, I shop at Napa. That's right.